is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is WWE Off The Script. What else would you be fucking watching on Saturday morning, man? I don't know. But if you're not watching Off The Script, you're doing it all wrong on a Saturday morning. This is number 44, part number 2 for your Saturday morning, man. The number one source, okay? Get it through your fucking skulls. The number one source, not only for WWE news and rumors, not only for WWE 2K15 content, Universe Mode, and My Career Mode, but WWE in general, man. You're not going to hear it anywhere else like you hear it here on my channel, okay? If you're new to these parts of the woods, man, what the fuck are you waiting for? Subscribe, hit that subscribe button for all the latest and greatest WWE news right here on YouTube.com, man. The number one source, like I always say. I'm feeling a little loopy, people. I really am. I just got out of work. It's 11:45, okay? And I'm getting ready. I'm recording these consecutively, back to back, all right? I'm feeling loopy because I have no fucking time away from work. I hate Christmas. I mentioned this last week. I hate Christmas. I didn't do one lick of fucking shopping. I didn't do anything for anybody all season so far. I don't have another fucking day off until Christmas Day. I am working Christmas Eve at 6 a.m. and I'm working till 6 p.m. and I won't be home till about 7:15 on Christmas Eve. Someone, please, does anyone have a gun? Does anyone have a gun, man? Shoot me. Shoot me, please. I'm feeling loopy. I'm fucking exhausted. I wake up early, I work on videos. I get home from work, I work on videos. I have no time for me, man. I haven't seen my mother in 2 weeks. I haven't fucking eaten right. I haven't slept right. But, you guys are getting videos, and that's all that matters, man. I do it for you. I do it for me. I do it for everybody. For everybody's entertainment, for everybody's enjoyment. I don't mean to be complaining, but I hate work. I fucking can't stand it, man. If I could sit home and talk WWE all day and be paid a nice chunk of change, I'd do it in a heartbeat, but that's not the case. We can't be the big-time player here on YouTube.com. Not yet, anyway, man. I certainly will be there someday, but regardless of my shitty work schedule and my hopes and dreams, you guys aren't here to hear me whine and bitch and complain. You guys are here for fucking WWE news. So you're probably asking, JD, what do you got lined up for Off The Script this weekend? Well, TNA is continuing to pursue Alberto Del Rio. They even offered him a contract, which is a nice chunk of change for a one-year deal. We'll talk about that. Steve Austin brewing his own fucking beer, man. Steve Austin brewing some fucking Steve Weisers. That should be fucking interesting, man. I got news on that. Undertaker's status for WrestleMania 31. Apparently this fucking photo of him sitting in an airport looking like an old man is circulating online. So obviously the dirt sheet's got to report the Undertaker status. Undertaker comes up. He's looking old. He's looking beat up. He's looking down. Whatever, man. I got the latest news on The Undertaker. Following the last piece of news I covered on The Undertaker, where WWE is working on a match between he and Bray Wyatt for WrestleMania 31. And I got news on Corey Graves. Corey Graves himself didn't do anything. WWE scripted something into the broadcast for him to say during NXT R Evolution. What did he say, and who did he say it about? I'll give you 2 words, people. CM Punk. WWE still acting childish. We'll talk about it. But before I get into that, guys, if you guys want more additional wrestling content right here on YouTube.com and across the internet, I got 3 places for you to go. Number 1, Chairshot Reality, WrestleZone.com. LeBar, Eisenberg, Ghoulish, go check them out. Best talk show on the internet when it comes to professional wrestling. If you guys want more LeBar, his Twitter and his YouTube page, or not YouTube page, his internet page, his own personal webpage. Link down below, right? CSR does have a YouTube page. Go check those guys out as well right here on YouTube.com. Joe Cronin Show and TRN. If you guys want even more additional wrestling content besides what you see here on Off The Script on YouTube.com, Joe Cronin Show and TRN will definitely fill your needs, all right? So go check those guys out. Show them all some love and tell them JD from NY sent you over there, all right? Moving on, guys. Let's talk some WWE. Former WWE star Alberto Del Rio, known as Alberto El Patron, has been one of wrestling's most sought-after free agents since his departure from World Wrestling Entertainment. First, he teamed up with AAA and will be part of its Lucha Underground series. The former WWE and World Heavyweight Champion can now compete in the United States and has signed on with Ring of Honor temporarily. It's not going to be his permanent home, okay? I reported that last week. If you missed it, the link is down below, okay? Alberto, who has even been pursued by some MMA companies, is also being heavily targeted by TNA, which I reported here on Off The Script. And again, this is another new story regarding TNA and Alberto Del Rio. This is according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. The company has reportedly offered him a 1-year deal worth $400,000, which is said to be a high, serious offer for TNA. However, TNA wants to utilize Alberto exclusively, which is currently preventing a deal from happening. TNA has pitched a deal to Del Rio around the premise that TNA will give him more television exposure in the United States than anyone else. I don't know about that, okay? With Del Rio working on Lucha Underground in the future and appearing for Ring of Honor very soon, starting in January 2015, TNA may very well have to drop the request for exclusivity. Additionally, TNA has been pushing hard for Del Rio because of his good relationship with current TNA official John Garburik, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But he was in WWE, and he and Del Rio have a good working relationship, okay? Now, the exclusivity deal, listen, TNA, you got to drop it. If you want Del Rio, you got to drop it. You're not going to pursue Del Rio and then demand him to do something because you want him to be exclusive. The whole thing about Del Rio and WWE is because he was treated badly. He wanted to go elsewhere and continue to do what he loves to do. And with WWE's no-compete clause, he said, fuck this. I want to do what I want to do. I want to compete. I want to go where I want. I want to wrestle in multiple different companies, making money and doing what I want to do. Okay? So here comes TNA down the line, down the road, and they're offering him a contract with $400 million behind it. $400,000, $400 million. I wish. $400,000, and that sounds like a good deal for 1 year. I would take that in a heartbeat, but the exclusivity deal with someone like Del Rio is not going to work. It's not going to work. You got him in Ring of Honor. He wants to utilize that. He wants to continue working in Mexico, Lucha Underground. He wants to do that. You know, why not? After Ring of Honor, why can't he do Lucha Underground and TNA? Now, I know why TNA is doing it. I understand that. You know, another whole scenario could be they don't want him to get hurt. If he's under contract with TNA, I'm sure Dixie Carter and everyone else who's in charge over there doesn't want him to go somewhere else and accidentally slip up or have someone else slip up and then he gets injured and their $400,000 investment is no good to them for the rest of the year. I understand that part. But WWE put that no-compete clause in. He got that washed away. TNA now is kind of going down the same road. Del Rio don't want that, man. He doesn't want any exclusivity. He wants to do what he wants to do. He wants to make the most money he can, which he's probably making more money now than he was in WWE. So if TNA really, really wants Del Rio, if they are serious about Del Rio, they will definitely have to drop that. And I see Del Rio really taking that deal, man. That's a very, very lucrative deal. It's a very enticing deal, $400,000. I know I would take it. I know you guys would fucking take it. So we'll see what happens. TNA put an offer out there. It's Del Rio's to take, but more than likely they're going to have to drop that whole exclusive deal in the contract because Del Rio, I know from reports, multiple reports, he continues to want to work Lucha Underground. He signed on with Ring of Honor for a couple of dates or a couple of months. I don't know how long it's going to be. That kind of information wasn't leaked with his Ring of Honor deal, but he's going to be there in January. But I do see Del Rio eventually landing in TNA. It's all up to if he wants to do it and if TNA wants to really work with Del Rio and, you know, drop that exclusivity clause in the contract. But if I hear anything else regarding Del Rio, obviously you will hear it here on Off the Script. More worthless Rey Mysterio news. Like anybody fucking cares, but I'm going to read it anyway because it's one of these stories this week. Latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter. More news on Rey Mysterio's return. And now, after last week's report, now this week, according to Dave Meltzer, his return is in question. Although it was previously reported that WWE's creative team has been told to come up with a storyline for Mysterio's return at Survivor Series, those plans fell through and there may be no return at all. Who cares? Who cares, okay? Mysterio was slated to return to in-ring action in November and work for the company through WrestleMania 31, which will take place in Santa Clara, California on March 29th. Vince McMahon wants Mysterio to work again inside of the squared circle before his contract expires in June. Mysterio's original deal with the company extended the talent's deals at least 1 year if they feel like said talent hasn't given WWE their money's worth. That's such a bullshit fucking stipulation in their clause, man. That's such a bullshit fucking... I don't understand how WWE gets away with that, but it was in there, okay? It was in there for Punk's contract. It was in there for Mysterio's contract. He didn't give them enough dates. He was out too long. He was on injury reserve. WWE feels like he didn't give them enough time, so they added more time to his contract without him actually agreeing to it, okay? That's what that means. Although Mysterio reportedly had a handshake agreement with Triple H to be done when his original contract expired, McMahon pulled the trigger and kept him on the payroll. Good going, Vince McMahon. The extension is looking more like a bad call week to week. However, as Mysterio has not appeared on WWE television since the clause was enacted, McMahon still wants him back in the ring as soon as possible, but the storyline idea WWE Creative has come up with is now gone. Okay? If Mysterio does return anytime soon, it may be as a surprise entrant in the 2015 Royal Rumble match, which could set up a WrestleMania program between the former WWE Champion and whoever eliminates him from the over-the-top rope Battle Royal. Ooh. Really, man? That's the best you could come up with for Rey Mysterio? You fucking blew the chance to have Mysterio versus Sin Cara. They did. They really did. There was the whole rumor WWE wanted to have this one match at WrestleMania, and they wanted to break the Guinness World Records for the most people in attendance wearing a fucking mask. Wow. Wow, man. But Mysterio, man, listen, I'm done with Mysterio. Mysterio is way past his prime. I was never a big fan of Rey Mysterio. I think the WWE coattailed on Rey Mysterio's back ever since the death of Eddie Guerrero. That's the only reason why he got pushed to the limelight. And it's true. It's true. And I don't think Rey Mysterio ever deserved that top spotlight, man. He was good in the ring. I'm not going to take anything away from him. But I don't think Rey Mysterio is the guy to be world champion. I just don't. I never seen him that way. Okay? And this is coming from a fan of, the WWE for quite some time now. 25 plus years. Okay? So, Mysterio, listen, what else are you going to get out of him? What else are you realistically going to get out of him? Let him go. Cut ties already. It's done. Vince McMahon wants him on the fucking payroll because he doesn't want him going anywhere else. Vince McMahon is being stingy. Vince McMahon is being greedy. Okay? He doesn't want to see anyone happy. Mysterio wants to go. Del Rio wanted to go. Punk wanted to go. These people are a lot more happier now that they're not in WWE. These people feel like they have a ball and chain tied around their ankle, and they want to make more money and do what they want to do without WWE's restrictions. This is what Rey Mysterio wants to do. WWE has to look themselves in the mirror and say, what more can Rey Mysterio realistically give this company? Nothing. Nothing. He's done it all. Let him go. Nobody's going to miss him. Nobody cares that he's not on TV. I don't. You don't. They don't. Simple. Let him go. Tired of fucking Rey Mysterio. And hopefully, this is the last Rey Mysterio story that I have to cover on YouTube. Okay? So that's that. Undertaker news. Wrestling Observer Newsletter has provided an update on the status of The Undertaker. As previously reported, Undertaker slated to face Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 31, which is why Wyatt went over Dean Ambrose at TLC. WWE wants Wyatt to be viewed as a strong competitor when he takes on the Phenom, whose current record at the event is 21-1. A recent picture of The Undertaker surfaced on Monday, like I previously mentioned in the beginning of this video, showing him sitting in an airport. The photo, which can be seen on various sites, makes The Undertaker look old and not in WrestleMania shape. But this could be because he hasn't dyed his hair and the picture was snapped from a mobile telephone. WWE believes if Taker should be ready to compete on March 29th, he will then face Bray Wyatt in what would be a big match for the self-proclaimed Eater of Worlds. If The Undertaker, real name Mark Calaway, decides he doesn't want to compete, WWE still wants him to appear on the show in some way, shape, or form. Calaway is reportedly making $1 million a year, and the company wants him to still be a major part of their annual WrestleMania event. Undertaker suffered his first WrestleMania loss in 2014, which we all know, at the Superdome in New Orleans, at the hands of current WWE World Heavyweight Champion and Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Undertaker does not look good in this photo. I would not think anything of it more than that. Let the man enjoy his fucking time off. If he wants to get in WrestleMania shape, he's got plenty of time to do so, man. Okay? And when Undertaker gets ready for WrestleMania, you know he's gonna bring it. Don't look any more into it than what the news sites and the dirt sheets are reporting, man. It's absolutely fucking nothing. Okay? But I would like to see Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker if that's their current plan. Great match, intriguing match, something we have been asking for several years since Bray Wyatt made his WWE debut. Do I think we'll still see Sting versus The Undertaker? Yes, I said this countless times. We just got to give it until WrestleMania 32. So be patient, all right? In a recent interview with Rolling Stone magazine, it is revealed that WWE Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin will produce Steve Weisers. Although the product won't likely be called Steve Weiser, Austin is in the process of creating his own beer. In a question and answer session, the Texas Rattlesnake, Steve Austin revealed the following about his new project, saying, and I quote, "I can't really announce anything yet, but we're working on the paperwork right now. I'm also working on another lifestyle-orientated thing that I'm excited about too, but since you brought the beer up, I'm anticipating getting everything finalized so I can get in the tasting room, come up with the formula, and create the beer. It's almost a done deal." Austin is an avid beer drinker, and as we all seen in WWE, he enjoys a nice cold brew. One of the most memorable moments in Monday Night Raw history is Austin flooding the ring with beer during a segment featuring Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, and The Rock, the infamous beer truck and the beer bath on Monday Night Raw. There will never, ever, 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 ever be another scenario like that one, man. That was fucking unreal. Unreal. But I would be interested in tasting Steve Austin's beer. I would even do a fucking review on it, man. If it comes to be, hopefully it does. Hopefully it tastes good. I wish Steve Austin luck. I would definitely be interested in trying it. I would love to know the name of the beer he's concocting. So we'll find out soon. But if Steve Austin is really coming up with a beer and producing his own beer, you know it's going to be good. Because Steve Austin is an avid beer drinker. He's talking about beer a lot on his podcast. He's got a great taste for beer. So I'm assuming if he's got a great taste for beer as is, what he's going to come up with should be very good. So, like I said, if I hear anything else regarding this story as well, I will be very interested in tasting it and actually doing a review right here on YouTube.com. I will definitely keep you guys posted on that as well. The latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter has provided more details about Raw Reunion on January 19th. This is what Monday Night Raw is being billed at on January 19th. As previously reported, the January 19th edition of Raw will be deemed Raw Reunion and will feature such big-name superstars and WWE Hall of Famers Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Shawn Michaels. Originally, WWE World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar was also supposed to appear on the program, but the report now says the champ has been pulled from the broadcast. I just read moments ago he is indeed booked for the show, so expect Lesnar on the January 19th edition of Monday Night Raw, which is the go-home show for the Royal Rumble. The report goes on to say that without Lesnar, WWE is going to try and push the go-home show for the Royal Rumble as a spectacle of legends, billing the episode as Hogan's first appearance in Dallas in more than 8 years. The advertised match between John Cena and Seth Rollins, which is being billed as a 30-man lumberjack match, will also likely appear as the televised main event, as this is the last Monday Night Raw before the Royal Rumble and will likely end in all 32 men brawling in the middle of the ring. Fucking Christ, can WWE get any more creative? Really? That's the way you're going to go for Monday Night Raw, the go-home show? Yeah, let's throw all 30 guys in the ring. Really? Really? Didn't you do that the last fucking 26 years? Give me a fucking break. Fucking awful, man. So lazy and so unimaginative. It's fucking sickening, man. It's absolutely sickening. I don't believe I have to read this fucking garbage. And again, Cena versus Rollins. How many more fucking times we gotta see this, man? In a lumberjack match? I hate lumberjack matches, man. They all end the same fucking way. Alright? They never fucking do their job and everyone always gets involved and it ends up being a clusterfuck. But this is WWE's brain trust. They're gonna do what they want to do. Whatever. I'm just a fucking idiot on here talking about WWE. The fuck do I know? Also, Raw Reunion will be airing from the American Airlines Arena in Dallas, Texas. According to reports, WWE may actually announce the location for WrestleMania 32 during the broadcast or before it at a press conference in the city. WrestleMania 32 is rumored to be taking place at Cowboys Stadium. That would be big news, man. Big news. Steve Austin, Undertaker, HBK. Who the fuck knows, man? It's going to be The Undertaker's retirement. It's going to be Austin's retirement. Trust me. I have a gut feeling both of them will retire and call it a day at WrestleMania 32. Only place to do it, man. The biggest show in history of WWE. Why not? Gotta happen. Finally, guys, to end this week's Off the Script on Saturday, Part 2. Latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter claims that an NXT segment was reportedly a shot at CM Punk. As previously reported, former NXT superstar Corey Graves announced to the world that he's retiring from active in-ring competition during the NXT TakeOver or Evolution event on December 11th. It was during his announcement that the scripted shot at Punk was fired. Okay? Graves told the world that he's been offered a 2-year WWE contract to stay in the company and join the NXT broadcast team. As a commentator, Graves will use his vocal talents to call matches, perform interviews, etc., etc. When discussing the list of injuries that has caused him to step away from the ring, which is due to multiple concussions for the most part, Graves praised the WWE medical team for quickly diagnosing him each time and making the call that it would probably be best for him to no longer wrestle for the company. Punk called out WWE doctors during his interview with Colt Cabana, where he explained why he left WWE in January 2014. While recanting stories that lead to his frustrated decision to bid the company farewell, Punk described multiple times where he had a concussion, like in the 27th annual Royal Rumble match, but had to keep going. He also claims that he had a staph infection, MRSA, and it was mistreated and undiagnosed for months. When finally properly pinpointed by an outside physician, the doctor told Punk that he could have easily died from the illness. WWE scripted Graves to say WWE's world-class doctors to try and counterattack the fallout from Punk's revelation, as memes, tweets, and attacks on the WWE medical staff have saturated social media since Thanksgiving, when Punk finally broke his silence in regards to leaving the company. Well, nobody watches NXT, man. Really. It's only for the hardcore fan. You're not going to have a fucking 10-year-old goon watching NXT on the WWE Network, man. Why? Because he's too busy fantasizing about the poster in his room of John Cena. Okay? Plain and simple. You're not going to have a fucking casual fan watching NXT, man. NXT is for the most hardcore WWE fans. So, realistically, WWE scripted Corey Graves to say this about their doctors as world class, to kind of counterattack what Punk said on The Art of Wrestling with Colt Cabana. Why? Why? Are you that childish? Are you still to the point where you can't get over what Punk said? Move on! Make sure your program is worth watching on a weekly basis, man. Don't worry about what Punk is doing. Punk is going to make his money. Punk left the company, and he's not employed, and he's not on your payroll, man. Move the fuck on. Nobody gives a shit what Corey Graves is scripted to say. Nobody cares what you think about CM Punk. It's done. It's done. So, realistically, who heard this? Who picked up on that? Nobody. The only people that picked up on that was the writers that were forced to put that in the script. And for those people who told the writers to put that in the script, fuck you, man. So fucking childish. It's so pathetic, man. I hate hearing stories like this. Make sure your shows are worth watching weekly, man. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Worry about what WWE needs to do, okay? Because you've done nothing for the last 8 months. You put on shit fucking programming for the last 8 months. Ever since WrestleMania ended, you guys fucking called it a day, man. You haven't impressed me one bit. Doesn't take a lot to impress me, man. NXT. Did you see NXT Revolution? That impressed me. Why can't you do that on Monday Night Raw? That's what we want to see. That's what we tune in every week for, man. To watch wrestling. To watch two guys go at it with pure athletic skill and give me a great story in the ring. Have we seen that on Monday Night Raw? No. A handful of guys out of how many people employed are actually stepping it up. Ziggler, Wyatt, Ambrose, Rollins. Nobody else, man. There's nobody else on the roster fucking stepping it up. And I don't want to go on another rant, but really, WWE, get over it. Okay? Punk's not on your payroll. Get the fuck over it. Plain and simple. Part 3, guys, tomorrow. The man behind NXT Creative. Who the fuck is he? And what is he doing that is so damn good down in NXT? I got the full exclusive details on that. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 31. I'm speechless. I'm fucking speechless, man. I don't know. But I got news on it. Don't go anywhere, guys. Part 3 coming up on Sunday. I'm fucking exhausted. Like I said, I'm loopy, man. I'm going to fucking lay down. I'm going to sleep, and I'm sleeping. Alright, so hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like on your way out the door. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. It's been a hell of a month, man. It's been a hell of a fucking month. Up and down, left and right. It's been a hell of a month. But thank you guys for sticking with me. Thank you for all your continued support. Thank you for all the new guys that have come over and joined Team JD, man. If you're not new, you guys know what to expect from me. But if you are new, man, and you want the best WWE news and rumors right here on YouTube.com, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and let's get on the road, man. 2015 coming. I'm gonna fucking turn it up another notch in 2015. Thank you guys for watching. Part 3, episode 44, tomorrow, Sunday morning. Be there. I'll talk to you later.